The Brickyard comes to life again today as the pursuit of immortality begins for the 108th Indianapolis 500. It is dry for the moment. It is overcast, 65 degrees. There was a light mist just moments ago that put us on a slight hold, but we are scheduled to have cars roll in 2 minutes, and it should be fast and furious because unfortunately it is coming today. The question is when.
And even with that rain coming, Georgia, for people like Kyle Larson, it is going to be extra critical to get laps in. Remember the Indianapolis test here just a month or so ago, that was abbreviated as well. So a day less of testing and practice for the rookies. So for Larson, just trying to maximize the on-track time today is going to be ultra critical, trying to put himself around some other cars on the racetrack, which I think we're going to have, guys. There should be a lot of cars on the racetrack today, maybe an abbreviated day. So we're going to get some running in here early.
As we see cars roll, it is officially May. The green light is out and cars are on track at the Speedway.
Let's go from Indy. A parade of up to 34 cars heading out on the world famous 2.5-mile oval with 1 yard of bricks.
One of the necessities for these teams right now is go around, make sure all the hoses are connected properly, that the car feels okay. Make sure the driver fit is right. It's all these little things you're going to be working on throughout the course of the day.
Kyle has not had a fantastic start to the season, but he's not had any awful days. So that keeps him in the mix in the championship. I think people might be surprised to see him 8th in the championship with just one finish better than that. 7th at Long Beach, but 10th, 7th, 10th, 11th. He's kind of made what was available so far this season. He was strong here last year at Indy. Had a lot of pace until he was collected late in the race.
And obviously a pretty young career here at the Speedway. You know, only two attempts so far. One of them, like you say, ended up in the fence, 17th on the other.
You know, feeling excited to be here. I mean, it's difficult to not get excited about this place when you roll in the front gates, and it's a beautiful track. I think we're going to have some fast cars with Team Penske this month, and we're really focused, very focused on trying to get through qualifying and then having a good race.
We have been here, obviously, as you said, at the test, but what did it feel like this morning driving through here as the defending 500 winner?
Yeah, it's been, I mean, it's more than this morning. You know, it's been, I think it's been the whole year has been a unique experience, you know, one that I'm incredibly thankful for. Just, it's an incredible place. It's hard to describe to people if they've never been to this track. You know, it has a special feeling and a special place in motorsports. I just don't think you can beat the history, and, you know, when you win the race, it just completely changes your perspective. So it's been very cool to win it and to be here with this group trying to defend our title.
This is a more important race and a more important track, but still, it's always funny how much panic we tend to see. Whoa, Kyle Kirkwood clipping the apex curve down there in turn 2. That was a near miss. It doesn't look like much from the onboard camera, but that is not something you want to be doing, running in dirty air behind another car. And up front, some big times already, Cam. 225s from both Takuma Sato and Marco Andretti.
2 one-offs making their season debut.
That's kind of to tune your car a little bit individually, test some of the things you may have developed over the offseason. But at the end of the day, you win the race, you know, by having a good car in traffic. And so it's immediately all these drivers are jumping into that traffic running as Dixon goes all the way up to a 229 right away, signaling right there that he's coming into the pits by dropping those left side tires below the white line on the back straight.
That's part of today, too. Yes,
yeah.
It is Felix Rosenquist is identifying cars. We've got a few new paint schemes and looks for the Indy 500.
Swedish yellow on the end fences of Rosie's car, so that's how you can differentiate him and Tom Blomqvist.
That's good. We haven't had that in other races. The side pods have been different colors much of the time, but those are sometimes difficult to spot coming at you.
And this is great, man. I mean, for Felix to be able to be out there pounding around with a 4-time champion who happens to be your teammate, who actually kind of happens to be your boss as a team owner now in Meyer Shank. But for a driver like Rosie to be able to get out there and just drive around behind Elio, start to watch, really observe where he positions the car, how he positions the car, how he lines up passes. This is the kind of invaluable experience that you can get by being on track right now and running around with somebody like Elio.
Brand new car for Elio as well. That's a new chassis. Did he tell us that Blomqvist has his chassis?
I believe
From last
Blomqvist
year?
has his, Rosenqvist has Simon's from last year.
And here is the NASCAR Cup champion, fresh off running a winged sprint car and going upside down last night at Kokomo. Kyle Larson, debut in IndyCars and at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Still getting up to speed. This is just essentially an install lap, in and out for Larson, who will be busy, to put it mildly.
Racing sprint cars, testing Indy cars, racing Cup cars. He's kind of doing it all over the next little while.
Uh-oh, yellow flag, and it is for moisture. Hopefully it's like what we saw just before 9 o'clock, and it's missed. And that delay was literally only 5 minutes. So hopefully it's the same, and we can get some more running in before that big blob gets to us. The month of May is underway, unfortunately on a delay. But we have an update on the schedule. This was originally, if weather cooperated, set to be a 2-hour session from 9 until 11, and then a break, and back at it from 1 until 6. So now the plan is, if and when the track is dry at any time today, cars will be released. First, they'll have to return to the pit lane, and we could see activity over the lunch hour.
Hi folks, Lee Diffie from NBC Sports here. If you truly enjoyed what you just watched, you can get more news, interviews, and highlights by subscribing to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube page. You can get it all, so go for it.